It's now early summer at Noxon Farm, and the oilseed rape is doing well. Phil has begun the task of assembling the Yorkist horse.
We're now here under this new scaffolding. This is our working gantry from which we'll lift all the components of the two horses. We'll build one at a time in this big space. It's sort of like a house shape really, the diagonal struts at the top supporting the single lifting beam. The first piece we've shaped up is the backbone, so that's this main element obviously running from where the neck joins up over the rump, tail joins on, etc. So we've shaped him up. He's got a great bend there for the back and rising up to what will be the rump of the horse. The rider will sit amidships round about here. We'll cut a notch or make some form of jointing to sit him on. This piece here is what I'm calling the hip cross piece, which is this onto which the back legs will attach. To secure the hip to the backbone, I've drilled right through 16mm diameter holes. We'll be using these throughout. It's 14mm diameter threaded rod or studding. That's in A2 stainless steel. If you used ordinary mild steel, you can actually see what happens with oak. When this was down on the ground, I used this to sharpen my chainsaw on it. So you get all sorts of little filings, the mild steel dust off the chainsaw. And then it rains where you get the damp. It's reacted with the oak and you've got this blue-black dye effect. They used to make ink that way, oak and oak chippings and oak bark mixed with old nails and stuff. And you'll notice I've countersunk the hole here, so eventually I'll come back with a turned plug of wood, a turned out hollow inside that'll fit over the nut. We'll hammer in and shave off, and you'll either see it as a timber dowel or not register it at all. Maybe tap in to encourage. So I'll have to dive under and try and connect this. Yeah, I can see the end of the bolt. This is the chain hoist. Geared pulley arrangement inside the block. We get a mechanical advantage by the gearings. So we're using these big polypropylene woven webbing straps tied to this pull. The more sure this joint is here. So this will be hauled up gradually to 3.1 metres above this concrete working floor we've got here. So it's just a question of winding away. See, everything's hovering and this all looks set for to get it airborne.
The victorious Yorkist knight holds a lance in his right hand, whilst a lance from the defeated Lancastrian lies across the withers of the lone, riderless horse. At the top of each lance is a pennant, and the designs for these pennants are being created by the pupils of Tilbrook School in Tewkesbury.
For the arrival of the horse, we're designing something to go onto the flags, and these are our designs, but it's really tricky because we've got to sort of design how to cut it out and stuff, and we don't know how to cut out the roses and stuff like that. And here are our designs.
This is Rowan class, they're year 5 and 6 children, and today they're working with Diane to help her with her commission of her sculpture that she's been asked to make. They're cutting out some shadow designs which they're going to use on the pennant on her sculpture. I'll just hold up Liam's work here. So he's drawn out his design and he's very carefully cutting out all of these sections of his design to create this shadow effect, which Diane will then create in her metalwork. Well done, Liam.
We're designing stuff about Tewkesbury. It's for there's going to be statues of horses with flags and we're designing the flag.
So they're going to go on the roundabout at Tewkesbury.
Yeah, the medieval thing with the knight and the horsey.
The flags are representing the Battle of Tewkesbury. We have got to make designs like flowers and hands, and it's all got to be connecting. It's going to make a shadow effect to go on the flags that the people are holding on the horses because Yorkshire won the battle. That's what we're doing.
We've done the flower of York and Lancashire, and me and Bobby are doing Friends of Tewkesbury because it's about Tewkesbury. Rose that represents the two different houses things, and I did some swords crossing over. It's like a Tudor rose, so in the middle, if it was in colour, it would be red. The outside would be red. I've done a butterfly. No, and the white bit would be inside. Yeah. Or the other way around, I can't remember.
Flower and then like loads of squiggly lines.
Because there's two. There's a York one and there's a Lancaster, but they're the same rose except the colours are different, and in the wings I put different patterns. Well, the same pattern, so it's symmetrical.
Yeah, and connected to a flower with lots of I had a rainbow and sun and grass.
Mine's got a lightning bolt. Yeah, mine's got a lightning bolt.
And mine, just a tiny one.
What you could do is sort of double the thickness of this line. If you cut all the way around there, then you'll see that line and the flower will stand out then like an outline of it.
Okay.
There's two.
No.
Looks like he should go to
That's excellent. If I were you, I would cut out that middle flower bit. Yeah.
The Grand Old of York, he had 2,000 men. He moved them up the hill and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up or down. Yay! Woo!
Put your name on the side where you've been doing your chalk lines, and you're going to carefully take them through to Diane without ripping them. Some of them are really fragile, so make sure you hold them really carefully. Then we're going to come back into the classroom and start tidying everything up. Boys,